Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a concept so incredibly powerful, it's actually been called the eighth wonder of the world. We're talking about building real wealth. But, not through some massive inheritance or inventing the next big app or hitting the jackpot. No, we're looking at one simple, mathematically inevitable financial decision that can literally change the trajectory of your whole life. So if you want to understand how money actually grows, you're in the exact right place. Let's get into it.
So, what exactly is this mysterious eighth wonder? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not a breathtaking monument, right? It's not a hidden destination or some rare artifact. It's actually a fundamental mathematical concept. It's this invisible force that quietly, but very consistently, separates the truly wealthy from, well, everyone else. And honestly, the absolute best part? It's something absolutely anyone can harness once they wrap their head around the mechanics of it.
Okay, let's dive into this by looking at two totally relatable guys. Meet Alex and Ben. They're both 22 years old, they make the exact same salary, and they both share this big dream of becoming wealthy one day. But here's where their paths totally diverge. Alex decides he's going to invest just $200 every single month, starting right now. Ben, on the other hand, well, he wants to enjoy life today. He spends his extra cash on expensive new shoes, his daily coffees, the newest gadgets, and he just tells himself he'll start investing in, say, 10 years when he's making a bit more money. So, same exact income, but completely contrasting financial mindsets.
Section 1. The core concept, money making money.
So the engine actually powering Alex's strategy is compound interest. Simply put, compound interest means you aren't just earning interest on your original money, your initial investment, but you're also earning interest on the interest you've already earned. In plain terms, your money starts working for you to make even more money. It's like you're building this little army of dollars, and every new dollar you recruit immediately turns around and starts recruiting more dollars on your behalf. It's brilliant.
Section 2. The math unpacked. Now, to really see the proof of this under the hood and show you how this magic trick actually works, let's isolate the variables and set up a super simple starting scenario. Imagine you take $1,000 and you invest it in an account that yields a 10% annual return. We'll just use this as our baseline to see exactly how compounding kicks into gear.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the interest you earn actually grows larger every single year without you adding a single extra dime of your own money. Let's walk through it step by step. So in year 1, your $1,000 earns 10%, which is $100. Boom, you now have $1,100 total. Now in year 2, here's the secret. You aren't just earning 10% on your original $1,000 anymore. You're earning 10% on $1,100. That means your interest bumps up to $110, giving you a total of $1,210. By year 3, that 10% applies to the new total of $1,210, yielding $121 in interest. See that? The amount of free money you're getting is literally accelerating.
Section 3.
Section 3, the time multiplier.
If we take this math and guide it back to our initial story of Alex and Ben, just look at how this timeline plays out over the decades. Alex starts at age 22, diligently putting away that $200 a month. Ben finally gets around to it at age 32, investing the exact same $200 a month. By the time they both hit retirement age at 62, Alex has 40 full years of compounding working for him. Ben, he only has 30. And I really want to heavily emphasize this critical 10-year gap where Ben just waited around, because as we're about to see, time, way more than the initial dollar amount, is the ultimate multiplier in the wealth equation.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real punchline of the data. I mean, just look at this massive disparity in their final wealth. Despite putting in the exact same monthly amount of $200 for the vast majority of their adult lives, Alex's early start results in hundreds of thousands of dollars more than Ben's final total. These numbers aren't even close. Ben can literally never catch up simply by investing $200 a month, all because Alex gave his money more time to multiply itself. The math aggressively rewards those who start early.
Section 4, visualizing the growth.
It can be really tough for the human brain to fully internalize an exponential curve, so consider this famous quote to make it a bit more tangible. Compound interest is like a snowball. At first, growth looks slow, but every turn makes it larger. Eventually, growth becomes explosive. I mean, if you've ever rolled the snowball down a snowy hill, you know exactly how this works. When you start out, it's just this tiny clump of ice. You push it, and it feels like absolutely nothing is happening. You have to be remarkably patient during this initial, really slow growth phase. But as it gains surface area, it picks up more and more snow with every single rotation. Suddenly, almost without you even noticing, it's gigantic and moving with this unstoppable, explosive momentum. That is precisely what your investment portfolio does over time.
We can also think of this in terms of nature. So the crucial point is perfectly captured in this tree comparison. Imagine planting 2 trees. You plant one today, and you plant the second one 10 years from now. Even if you give that second tree the exact same amount of water, the exact same sunlight, and the exact same care, it will never ever be as massive as the first tree. The one with more time just always wins. You simply cannot retroactively buy time. And investing, it works exactly the same way.
Section 5, your blueprint for wealth. Let's move to and see how this builds into a really practical playbook for you.
So how do we actually apply this? First off, please don't let the mathematical formula intimidate you. This is just the stator equation for calculating future value. You've got your present value, your interest rate, and that little letter n up at the top right. I want you to focus entirely on that n. It stands for the number of periods or years. It's an exponent. Mathematically speaking, that little exponent is the real secret, the underlying driver behind everything we've talked about today. It proves why leaving money invested longer makes it grow incredibly fast. It's not even necessarily about how much cash you start with, it's entirely about how large you can make that n.
Which brings us directly to a very straightforward blueprint. It basically consists of 3 golden rules. Number 1, start early. Give yourself the biggest N possible, maximize your timeline. Number 2, invest consistently. Keep feeding the machine, just like Alex did with his $200 a month. And number 3, let time do the heavy lifting. The most effective approach to building wealth isn't about, outsmarting Wall Street, finding some perfect obscure stock, or flawlessly timing the market. It's about boring, relentless consistency and just allowing time to compound your efforts.
We're going to leave you with this undeniable, slightly provocative truth to chew on. The best day to start investing was yesterday. The second best day is today. Your future self will thank you. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to be the person who waits, sacrificing literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to hesitation and instant gratification? Or are you going to start rolling your snowball down the hill right now? The math is incredibly clear, the blueprint is right here in your hands, and the rest is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep compounding.